I thought I would do a quick tutorial to show you guys how I create some of the scenes in Foundry, so that maybe we can make some more higher quality immersive experiences in our games. And obviously you'll need a couple of modules, which I'll show you which ones for Foundry. But I think the first thing we are going to do is I'm going to show you how I'm using Midjourney to create some high fantasy images. So Midjourney is a Discord app, and I've been using it to generate all kinds of pictures, as you can see. And I'm very interested in this style right now called Art Nouveau, which is going to be sort of the art theme I'm going to be exploring in the next adventure in Inthar, our lore master world. I happened to create a pretty interesting background image a little bit ago, so how about we go ahead and invent one. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this last prompt here. I'm going to do /imagine, and I'm going to put in this prompt. So the prompt, I'm going to change it from an Art Nouveau medieval painting of, and I'm going to change it, the landscape portrait of a middle-aged, well, let's see here, of a high fantasy medieval castle set at day with color themes of red and darker red. Mood is dark and foreboding. I'm also going to do hyphen, and I'm going to do AR 16:9, just like that. And what that will do is it'll give us kind of a widescreen shot of the portrait. So we're just going to double check our prompt: an Art Nouveau medieval painting of the landscape portrait of a high fantasy medieval castle set at day with color themes of red and darker red. The mood is dark and foreboding, with dark mountains and black and red trees. The theme I'm sort of shooting for is this sort of red and black themed castle that we might visit in a future adventure. So we'll go ahead and press enter, and we'll give Midjourney a couple of seconds to sort of design a picture for us. It always generates 4 images. And here we go. We've got some examples. So of these 4, I'm really liking this third one. So we're going to click U3. It'll give us the full version of this. And we can actually open it up in a browser, but I'm going to go ahead and upscale it. I'm going to click Upscale Creative. And it will load up an even higher resolution version of this picture. I kind of view AI art as more of it is kind of like a search engine that is melding together all the themes you're looking for in the prompt. And so when I'm looking for images, sometimes I'll Google a picture and I won't exactly find what I'm looking for. But then I can take it to Midjourney and give it a similar prompt, and it gives me a lot of options. And, you know, if there's details about it that I need to add or change, it's not that hard to add or change it. All right, so here's our final picture. And this is the picture we're going to go with. And we'll compare it to this one. This one's good. I do like that this one's a little bit higher quality. So it looks like we might go ahead and go with this picture here. I'm just noticing that there's a little bit of a strange angle up here. I might need to upscale it even more. We're going to go ahead and redo it. Alright, let's take a look at this one. Yeah, this is a very nicely done one, and it doesn't have that error up at the top that I spotted. So we'll go ahead and use this one. And we're going to save it to our computer. And we're going to save it in a spot where we'll be able to find it later. So here's an example of what I'm kind of aiming for. I used to have this sort of story mode map that I would change the map in the background, but I found that I really like these scenes a lot better. So we're going to go ahead and design one so that you guys see what that looks like. So we're going to go to scenes, we're going to go to create new scene, and we'll just call it the Red Castle for now. We're going to change the background color to black. And we're going to go ahead and go to the background image. We're going to go to Worlds, Tangier, Images, and we're going to look for Midjourney, and Art Nouveau, Locations, and the Red Castle. And there it is. So the Red Castle is the background image. We're going to go to Grid. We're going to change it to Gridless. We're going to go to the lighting. Turn off token vision, fog exploration, and then we're going to turn on global illumination and click save changes. And then the Red Castle is up here, one of our new scenes. Alright, so one of the first things I like to do is I like to center the image on my own screen and you know, get as much as I can on the main screen. And we're going to configure the scene again, so go to configure, and then on basics you're going to click on this initial view position and just click on the capture current view. So whenever you load into this map, it will automatically zoom exactly to this spot. And most computers that will log in will also zoom to a similar spot. Alright, so the trick of this is to turn a static image into one that is full of life and is full of movement. So I think the first thing I like to start with is, where is the sunlight coming from? In my perspective, it looks like it's coming from like this spot up here, kind of up to the very top. So I'm going to pick this spot here and just drag it all the way down, and we're going to add a lighting. So we're using the lighting tool right now. We're going to go to light animation, and I know you can't see these options when I pull that out. That's just an error from Foundry. But the light animation type, you're going to click Starlight, and then we're going to pick a color of the starlight, and you can either click the color finder or you can find a color that is on the map. So I'm just going to pick this color here from this tree, and notice this light is really moving fast, so we're actually going to change the animation speed to 1, and we're going to go ahead and click update, and now we see that we have kind of what looks like sunbeams or God rays, or sort of flying through, just like that. I think the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add some special effects using the FX Master module. FX Master is a free module that anybody can get. So we're going to click on the Effects Controls button here, and we're going to go to Weather, Particle Effects. And we're going to go ahead and add some weather here. So I'm going to go ahead and add some clouds, and I'm actually going to make these clouds red, and I'm going to pick this color over here. The direction we're going to set all the way to 0. And I think that's all we're going to change as far as clouds. We won't have rain in this one, but I think what we will do is we're going to add stars, and we're going to make the stars kind of a bright red color so that they're really visible. We're also going to add some embers. We're going to change. Now the embers aren't really embers. Think of them more like sort of pieces of dust that are kind of flying around. And actually, we're going to make them like a black color and see what that looks like. We're going to change the density to be a little bit lower and make sure that embers is turned on. So we've got embers, stars, we've got clouds, and let's go ahead and click Save Changes and see what it looks like. I think I might change the density of the embers to go a little bit lower. We're going to change it to about 0.15. Click Save. You notice when you start seeing these clouds moving through. And the reason why we set clouds to 0 in the direction is that makes the clouds go from left to right. And it kind of makes it look like the clouds are sort of piercing through the environment. And you notice too, we've got some of these stars that are kind of flying around in the background, which sort of gives it some dynamic. So the image is already starting to feel like it's animated. And the cool thing about this too is it isn't really resource intensive. It doesn't really take a lot of resources to do this. I think another thing I'm going to add is just some swirling fog lights. So we're going to go to add another light source. We're going to change it to swirling fog. And then we're going to change the color to kind of like a light gray. And then we're going to turn down its brightness a little bit. And we might increase the animation intensity some so that we can really see those swirling fogs. Yeah, so we're gonna add that, and then I think I'm going to add just 3 more, just kind of see what that looks like. And that makes these clouds in the background look like they're swirling around and moving around. All right. I think one last thing we're going to add is some like flying butterflies. Now this last mod that I'm using to be able to do this is called, I think it's called J&B2A or animations. And there is a free version of it, but it doesn't include all the animations. But if you get the Patreon, you can get all the animations and have most, if not all of them. So I'm going to use the sequencer mod, which is another sequencer. Sequencer is another mod that you can get that's free, and it works with the JB2A animations. And I'm going to search butter, and you notice we have butterflies. I'm going to scroll down somewhere, and I'm going to find maybe the mini version. I'm going to find, let's see if they've got a red one. They do. So this is probably a little bit too many. I'm going to do the few one, this one right here. We're going to click on what looks like a little piece of paper here next to that. It's like a little piece of paper. And we're going to copy that. And then we're going to go over to the tile control, and then we're going to place tiles. So I'm going to place it like right here. And their tile set thing is kind of weird. So let me see here. About there. And then we'll paste the tile image right here that we copied. We'll click apply, and now we've got some flying butterflies. And actually, I think I might double check. It should be 400 by 400. So I'm going to fix that pixeling, and then I think I'm going to make them kind of over here. I think I'll add another one like over here. So there's kind of animated butterflies sort of flying around. So yeah, we've got a really dynamic image now that will be immersive for the players. And I think that's kind of the goal. It's like create a scene that's really immersive, that makes the players feel like they're actually there visiting this strange world. And it's not really hard. In fact, I think this is probably my favorite part of adventure design, is creating these dynamic, living, animated scenes like this, with the goal of immersion. So, well, that's all I had. Hopefully this was instructing and helping, and hopefully we'll see some awesome scenes as we move forward in our adventures. Thank you very much for watching.